Going on right here, you ask? Got the yeast going. Got the flour, the pizza flour, and amongst other things, and some of my canned chicken. I am going to make some barbecue chicken pizza with this. This is one of the best things that we use our canned chicken for. It's one of our favorites. So that being said, we're going to get started. All right, so what we got going on here is pizza dough. We got that in the mixer going, and then we're going to let that rise a few hours and let it ferment well. And what we're making is barbecue chicken pizza. And just to show you guys that we use our canned stuff, this is a pint of our canned chicken, and we're going to make barbecue pizza. I'm going to heat this up in the skillet with some barbecue sauce, and then put that down, and then put some cheddar, and then the barbecue chicken on top with some caramelized onions and just a small bit of ranch, and then we're going to bake it. It's like you do regular pizza. Good to go. Now what I do after it's mixed in the mixer about 10 minutes, I'm going to spray a little oil on my hands. I'm actually going to leave it in this bowl. Spray a little oil in the bowl. And just kind of knead it a little bit. Maybe like 2 minutes. Let's see. It actually went a little longer than the 9 minutes. So when you see, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, it needs a little bit longer because it's pushing back a little bit, but it's not really smooth. So let's just keep going. Now, we do mostly gluten-free and keto around here, but on the occasion we do splurge with regular wheat. So this is regular pizza dough, the 00 flour. It's organic and comes from Italy. I'm going to have to find the name because I don't remember. I can't even pronounce it anyway. But it's really good pizza flour. So anyway, we're going to knead this a little longer. And now we're talking. See how smooth that is? I don't know if you can tell. Super smooth. So I'm going to spray a little bit more on top. Sorry for hitting the camera, y'all. Okay, so what we got here is 1 pint of canned chicken and 12-ounce jar of my homemade barbecue sauce. So I got my pan heating up, the skillet, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to open. I'll try to. So that's 1. That's not mold, if you're wondering. That's not mold. If you look, you see the pepper is at the top, so it just kind of, see, wipes off. Easy peasy. Smells good. Smells like canned chicken. If you smell chicken, canned chicken, you know, from the store in the metal cans or whatever, it smells the same. That's my homemade barbecue sauce. Oh, it's so good. This one here is about 2 years old. This is 12 ounces. I do the 12 ounce and the 24 ounces. So that way if I need something, you know, for a big job or a small job. So since we only need the barbecue sauce for the pizza, I just got this one out. Okay. I meant to drain the chicken. You can save the broth. I have saved it, but half the time I forget and just dump it. But it's whatever you want to do. It's reusable for something. Okay. That's going in. Oops, sorry, y'all. I didn't move you over. And as you can see, it's cooked. I just need to heat it through. It gets the canned chicken smell and taste out of it anyway. So I just put it in olive oil. This is a ceramic coated cast iron, if you're wondering. If you're from Texas, you know the brand there at HEB. And so we're stirring that around, getting that good and heated through. Our pizza's about ready to take out. Ooh, it smells good. Now, it probably depends on your house and if you have central air or not, or the climate where you live, and pretty much the conditions of the day outside. So, first off, I'm going to take this off the mixer. I sprayed a little oil on there, and I'm just going to cover it with a dish towel, a clean dish towel. And then I'm going to put it, hit warm on my oven, and then I'm just going to let it ferment for a couple hours. Pizza dough is better the longer it's fermented, almost kind of like a sourdough. That's been my experience. The longer you let it ferment, the chewier and crispier the crust is. So we're going to do this, and then we are going to place it in the oven, and she's going to sit there a while. Nice and cozy and warm. It's a little time later, and actually it's like 4 hours. You can ferment this all the way up to 12 hours per the instructions on the package, but I did it for 4, and that's usually plenty. So you're going to turn it out onto, I do a parchment paper, just a regular piece. This is a 16-inch pizza pan. So, and everybody wants thin crust, so this is going to be perfect. So I just threw some cornmeal on the bottom and then turned the dough out. Now I'm just going to spread it out a little bit. Starting in the middle, push your way out. I know this isn't a cooking video, but anyway. So this is how I do it, and then just push it all the way out. Usually once I get about halfway, I'm going to let it rest a little bit, because if you notice, it starts kind of like shrinking back. An easy fix for that, and it took me years to figure this out, was if you just let it rest halfway through, it's going to like relax, because it's real tense. I guess that's the best way to say it. It's real tense right now. So I'm going to get it about halfway. I'm not a pizza expert, so I'm not doing the whole toss the thing. I'm going to do it just like this. Turns out just fine. So now we're going to let it rest about 10 minutes and then come back to it, and it should come out to here and not stretch back in. That's the goal, is for it to not stretch back in. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes, and now I'm just pushing it to the edges like so. And that's pretty thin. This isn't a very big dough, so I have another dough that I use like for 2 of them, or if you want a thicker crust, you know. But this is actually perfect for what we want it for. I said, like the thin crust. I can go either way, but the guys pretty much prefer the thin crust, so that's what we're doing today. Anyway, so now we're just going to stick this in the oven and pre-bake it for about 5 minutes. And then while I'm doing that, I'm going to get the chicken started. Okay, so we're getting there. Let's let it do its thing a little bit more before I put the sauce in there. I don't know if you can see, the pizza crust turned out really good. So I like to pre-bake them. It just seems like it doesn't get soggy on the bottom when you do that. Look at that. You can handle it. You can even move it to a different pan if you needed to, but this is perfect. So we like the almost like shredded chicken on ours. You can do it in chunks. You could even can this in smaller chunks and not even disturb the chunks and just kind of cook them in the sauce. See, like pieces like this. Some people like those. We like to shred it a little bit more than that. Whoop. Oh, okay. Nothing's burnt, just a little dark on the bottom. A little bit of more olive oil, not a lot. Olive oil is good for you in moderation, of course. We're learning that. Okay, so I'm going to turn the fire down a little bit to medium-low, I guess. And what I'm going to do I do not measure when it comes to garlic. I measure with my soul. So there's no such thing as too much garlic in our family anyway. Okay. So now we're gonna pour some in here. Smells like good barbecue flavor, so we always just do this. So you do it however you want to. This is just how we like to do it. I'm probably making a mess all over my stove that I just cleaned off, but that's about right. I don't even know how many times a day I wipe off my stove top, but you get it. So really and truly, that's good enough. So that's done. So what we're gonna do, make sure I can. There we go. So I'm just going to. Well, I could probably. Yeah, I'm gonna make a mess. My kitchen, my mess. Just kind of, however you would do regular pizza sauce, is how you do your barbecue pizza sauce. Alright, so this is good. So now we don't do mozzarella cheese, we do shredded cheddar instead. This is fresh, I just grated this today. I don't buy bagged cheese. I'm bougie like that. I invested in a really good shredder, electric shredder. It's been a lifesaver. this is it. I mean, you just put as much as you want on there. How easy of a meal is this, man? And you don't have to do the homemade crust like I do. I just prefer to do, I have the time. So I do it. When I don't have the time, I don't. I actually keep some pizza crust that I make from scratch. I keep a few of those in the freezer, you know, for whenever. Let's see. I'm going to save the rest of that for me for tomorrow, because I'm going to do a low carb one for me for tomorrow. This isn't for all of us. This is actually for my son, Jared. He prefers the thin crust. He doesn't want too much cheese. Those of you that know him that know the deal about the cheese. So I'm not doing the caramelized onions for him. He just wants me to sprinkle a little bit more barbecue sauce on top of it, like so, and pop it back in the oven. And he likes to put a little ranch on top of his. If I'm doing one for all of us, or just my husband and me, we like to put way more cheese than that, and we do the keto crust, the fathead dough crust. I'm sure all of you heard of it. And then we like to put jalapenos on ours. So it's really good with jalapenos. And we also put the caramelized onions on ours too. So now I'm just going to stick this in the oven for about 10 minutes and it's going to be good to go. Alright, so it's done. This is how it turns out. Like I said, my husband and I like more cheese than this, but my son he likes just enough cheese. He's very particular about cheese. The crust is perfect. See how thin it is? So nice. I said, we always put ranch on it to finish it, but I'm taking this to my son for work, and so he's just going to have a little thing of ranch and pour over it as he eats it. But normally I just put a little drizzle over the top. So good. Now we're just going to cut it up. Ooh, listen to that. I love that sound. Let's do, I guess, normal person-sized pizza slices. I don't know what that is. Yum, yum. If this was keto, not all of it would make it to him, but half of this is for today, half is for tomorrow. So lunch is done for 2 days with my canned foods. That makes me happy. Y'all have a great one. See you next time.